Stop what you're doing right now. Seriously, stop everything. Because what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes could be the difference between you living like a lion or dying like a sheep. You know that constant pressure to find a girlfriend, get married, start a family? That social weight that makes you feel incomplete without someone by your side? What if I told you that's the biggest lie you've ever been told? Pay attention to this. There's a brutal, almost secret philosophy that few men have the courage to apply. It's steel being forged in the fire of solitude. Every hammer blow makes you stronger. Every day alone transforms you into a sharper blade. Nietzsche knew this, and now you will too. Look around you. How many guys do you know who lost everything after getting into a relationship? Their energy vanishes, their ambition dies, the fire in their eyes goes out. They become domestic zombies, dragging their feet through life, asking permission to go out with friends. Do you think that's a coincidence? It's not. Studies show that men in poorly structured relationships lose up to 70% of their productive capacity. Testosterone drops, creativity disappears. You become a ghost of what you could have been. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. It's like being boiled alive. The water heats up slowly, and by the time you notice, it's too late. Now answer me. Do you want to be just another statistic? Another mediocre guy who traded his potential for scraps of validation? I guarantee you don't. That's why I'm here. I've spent over a decade deciphering Nietzsche's brutal codes, applying every principle in the real world, and I discovered something almost no one realizes. Singlehood isn't a curse. It's your greatest weapon. It's the ultra-rare secret that separates ordinary men from extraordinary ones. I'm going to show you exactly 5 brutal signs that being single is your greatest power right now, and each of them will change how you see your life forever. Number 1. The will to power explodes when you're alone. Do you know what the will to power is? It's that inner fire that pushes you forward. It's the force that transforms ideas into reality. When you're in a relationship, that energy is divided. Half goes to keeping the other person happy. The other half is trying to balance demands. Now think with me. When you're single, where does all that energy go? Straight to you. 100% focused on your evolution. It's like having a V8 engine running just for you. No brakes, no limiters. Nietzsche called this amor fati, loving your destiny, embracing every second of your solitary journey, as if it were pure gold. Remember that time you had a brilliant idea but didn't execute it because you had to go out with someone? Or when you wanted to train harder but had to cancel for a romantic dinner? Does it make sense now? Number 2. Solitude is your laboratory of radical transformation. Listen to this carefully. Most men are afraid of silence, terrified of being alone with their thoughts. Do you know why? Because in silence you find the truth, and the truth hurts. It shows all your weaknesses, all your fears, all your mediocrity. But that's exactly where the power lies. Nietzsche spent entire days walking alone in the mountains, hours and hours just with his thoughts. And do you know what happened? He became one of the most influential philosophers in history. He changed how humanity thinks about power, morality, and existence. Do you think he would have achieved that watching Netflix with someone on the couch? When you embrace solitude, something magical happens. Your internal radar turns on. You start to hear your true voice. Not the voice of society, not the voice of your parents, not the voice of your ex, your voice, the one that was suffocated by years of social conditioning. And that voice tells you secrets that few apply. It shows you paths that most don't even know exist. Can you feel the difference? Number 3, without a partner, you build your higher self without interference. Pay attention to this analogy. Imagine you are a sculptor working on a statue. Every day you remove an unnecessary piece of stone. Every workout, every book, every difficult decision. All of this is you sculpting your masterpiece. Now imagine someone by your side all the time, telling you where to cut, how to shape, what form to give. What happens to the statue? It becomes an aberration. It's not even your creation anymore. It's a Frankenstein of opinions and compromises. When you're single, the statue is all yours. You decide every cut, every angle, every detail. Nietzsche spoke about the Übermensch, the Superman, the one who transcends human mediocrity. And do you know the first step to becoming one? Stop asking permission to exist. How many times have You changed your plans to please someone? How many goals have you abandoned because they didn't fit into the relationship? How many better versions of yourself died at the altar of commitment? It hurts to admit, doesn't it? Number 4. You overcome herd morality and stop seeking validation. I'm going to tell you a secret that almost no one realizes. Society created a perfect trap. It convinced you that you only have value if someone chooses you, that your success is measured by the ring on your finger or the couple's photo on Instagram. It's the dance of empty bodies, everyone pretending happiness to impress people who are also pretending. Nietzsche called this herd morality. It's when you follow the rules without questioning. You get married because everyone gets married. You date because it's expected. You live a life that isn't yours because you're afraid of judgment. But when you embrace singlehood with purpose, something brutal happens. You stop dancing, you stop performing, you stop begging for crumbs of approval. Do you know what happens to men who don't need external validation? They become magnets. Paradoxical, isn't it? The less you need, the more you attract. The less you care, the more respect you gain. It's the unwritten law of masculine power. Now tell me, can you feel that shift in energy? Number 5. Amor fati transforms your solitude into pure fuel. Hurry up and understand this. Amor fati is not just accepting your destiny. It's loving every second of it, including the pain, including the loneliness, including the nights when you question everything. You know that feeling of emptiness that sometimes hits? That desire to have someone by your side. Nietzsche would tell you to embrace that too, because it's in that discomfort that you grow. It's in that furnace that steel turns into a sword. Think of any man you admire, any leader, any genius, any revolutionary. All of them went through brutal periods of solitude. Steve Jobs in the desert, Tesla in his laboratory, Muhammad Ali training alone in the early morning. Do you think they complained about being single? No. They used every second, alone as fuel, every moment of silence as an opportunity, every day without distractions as a chance to become legends. And here's the framework few know, the triangle of solitary power. These are 3 pillars that transform your singlehood into a superpower. First pillar, autonomy. You define your own rules. You wake up when you want. You train as much as you want. You invest where you want, without asking permission, without negotiating, without explaining. Your life, your choices, your empire. Does that make sense to you? Second pillar, purpose. When you don't have to divide your attention, something incredible happens. Your focus becomes laser sharp. Your mission becomes crystal clear. You stop living to impress and start living to conquer. Each day becomes a battle for your greatness. Third pillar, transcendence. This is where the magic happens. You're no longer trying to be better than others. You're trying to be better than yourself yesterday. Every limitation becomes a challenge. Every weakness becomes a project. Every day becomes a chance to be reborn stronger. Can you visualize this triangle working? Now I know what you're thinking, but doesn't this mean I'll be alone forever? That I should hate women? That I'll never have a family? Wake up, man. That's not what this is about. Nietzsche didn't preach eternal celibacy. He preached sovereignty. It's about you becoming so complete, so powerful, so fulfilled, that a relationship becomes a choice, not a necessity. You enter it because you want to share abundance, not because you need to fill a void. Do you understand the brutal difference? Men who enter relationships out of necessity always lose, always, without exception. They trade their soul for crumbs of affection. They sell their potential for emotional security. They exchange their greatness for mediocre comfort. But men who stay single until they become complete, those are different. When they choose someone, it's as equals. It's not dependence, it's alliance. It's not weakness, it's strategy. And even if they choose to remain single forever, they still win, because they built something no one can take away. An inner empire, a mental fortress, a power that doesn't depend on anyone. Are you ready for this? Let me tell you about the brutal reality most ignore. Studies show that single men focused on purpose are 300% more likely to achieve financial success. The energy others spend on arguments and compromises, you invest in growth. Think of your personal sanctuary. It could be your room, your gym, your office. That's where the transformation happens. The sweat dripping as you do one more rep. your eyes burning as you read one more chapter, your hands trembling as you close one more deal. No one sees these moments. No one applauds, no one validates, and that's exactly why they are powerful. Because you're not doing it to post, you're not doing it to impress, you're doing it because that's your nature now. The wolf doesn't need an audience to hunt. The lion doesn't ask permission to roar. Does it make sense now? And here's the most brutal secret of all. Society doesn't want you to know this, because single, focused men are dangerous to the system. They don't consume to impress. They don't go into debt to get married. They don't sacrifice their dreams to keep up appearances. They build, they conquer, they transcend. Remember that metaphor of steel being forged. Every single day is a hammer blow. Every night alone is the purifying fire. Every morning waking up without anyone by your side is the hardening temper. But pay attention. This isn't for everyone. It's for those who have the courage to face the mirror without filters, to embrace discomfort as a teacher, to transform solitude into a laboratory. Most will remain in the herd, following the script, marrying under pressure, living lives they didn't choose, dying with unfulfilled dreams. But you who made it this far, you have a choice. You can continue begging for validation, seeking in others what only you can give yourself, living half-heartedly, dying slowly. Or you can embrace Nietzsche's brutal philosophy. Accept that your singlehood isn't punishment. It's a gift. It's not weakness, it's strategy. It's not loneliness, it's sovereignty. The clock is ticking. Every second that passes is one less second to build your greatness. Every day you postpone is one more day of mediocrity. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the new year. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. It always was now. It always will be now. You know what you need to do. Cut the ties. Embrace the discomfort. Forge your own path. Without apologizing. Without asking permission. Without looking back. Because in the end, when you're at the top of the mountain you chose to climb, it won't matter if you climbed alone. It will matter that you climbed, that you conquered, that you transcended. And all those who doubted, who judged, who laughed at your choice to stay single, they'll still be in the valley, trapped in their gilded cages, living lives they hate, pretending happiness they don't feel. But not you. You will be different, because you understood the secret. Singlehood isn't about being alone. It's about being complete. It's not about rejecting love. It's about loving yourself first. It's not about running from relationships. It's about not running from yourself. Can you feel that shift in perspective? Now, before you forget all this and go back to your normal life, do yourself a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, not for me, for you, because every video like this is a reminder. One more hammer blow forging your inner steel, and share it with that friend who needs to hear this. The one who's getting lost in a toxic relationship, the one who's afraid to be alone, the one who hasn't discovered his power yet. Because in the end, that's what Nietzsche wanted, not followers, but men who follow themselves, not sheep but lions, not slaves, but sovereigns. And you? You already are one, you just needed to remember. The steel is hot, the hammer is in your hand, the forge is ready. The question is, will you remain raw iron, or will you transform into the sharpest blade this world has ever seen? The choice was always yours, and now you know it.